Hi guys, so I'm back today to talk about food. Ooh, I love food. So it's only right that any son of mine or any child of mine would love food. But we are having issues because my little man loves it a bit too much. He's fat. And that's really mean to say about him, but he is. He's a very chunky boy. We're having constant battles with the dietitians because he is overweight, and I understand he's overweight, but they haven't been where we've been. So I'll just give you a little brief update as to where he is now. So when he was born, obviously he doesn't have a gag or swallow, so he can't feed orally. He's fed via a tube straight into his stomach. We used to feed him via a nasogastric tube that I actually passed myself. We used to pass it through his nose down into his stomach, and we had nothing but issues with it. He has severe reflux, so as soon as something hit the stomach, he was firing it straight back up, and then he couldn't swallow, so he couldn't control it going back down, so it would go straight onto his lungs, and we had recurrent chest infections, and it was so unfair. But due to that, he didn't gain weight because the feed wasn't getting to where it needed to, so he was constantly being sick, not getting the calories in. They were getting either coming out while we suctioned them out or going into his chest, and then the select few that got through meant that he was putting on tiny bits of weight but just not enough. So we tried switching his feed, we tried thickening his feed, tried lots of different things, and nothing seemed to really work until he was 6 months old. And once he was 6 months old, we were given the okay to have surgery, which for me obviously was horrendous. I had to sign things to say that if things went wrong, what awful things could happen. But as his mum and dad, we decided that the positives outweighed the risks, so it was worth it for him to make sure that his quality of life was better, because he wasn't having an amazing quality of life the way that it was before. So we got okay for the gastrostomy, and also for something called a fundoplication, and that's basically where they take so this is your stomach, they take the top of your stomach and they used to twist it, whereas now they don't. They take a part of the stomach and kind of wrap it around and create a wrap, and then they'll stitch the side, so it kind of creates like a tightening at the top of the stomach. It means that he can be sick, but only a select amount looks awful, only a select amount will get through, so we can't fire it straight back up and then aspirate. So finally we got that. The aftermath of the surgery was horrendous. He was so ill. We were in hospital for nearly a month for his recovery, whereas other children were going in who I've met through the HIE group at the same time as us. They were out within days. We were there for a month. But we came through it, and although he was so ill, he's so much better now. He's had one chest infection, and I knew it was going to happen because I heard him forcing himself to vomit. But he's had one chest infection. He doesn't really vomit that much now. Downfall is now he's gaining weight rapidly. He is a chunky monkey. So I've waffled on about where we're up to now. That's where we're at. He's gaining too much weight. Another thing to factor in there as well, though, is that recently we've found out he does seem to have an aversion to cow's milk protein, and he's been on a few different milks, and they work for a little bit, and then we get to the point again where it's not working. And I've just decided that we're at a point with nothing to lose but potentially so much to gain, so I think I'm going to feed him, obviously not orally, but via his tube. So it's going to have to be watered down and blitzed to it's going to be annihilated, just to make sure that it goes down into his tube. But what I'm thinking is, by doing this, I should be able to give him much better stuff with higher nutrients and more fibres and things to help him go in and make him happier, and less calories. so he can have more of it, so he feels a full feeling, which he never experiences on the milk that he's on, because we've had to lower the amount so much to compensate for how big he is, to try and make him lose weight. So I think for him the best thing that I can do is scrap milk. It's just not working. So got a few things here that I want to show you that I've tried, and then also I'm just hoping that some people might be able to give me some advice, like when you've weaned your child, what have you given them, and where should I start? Because obviously Teddy's my first. Babies can guide you a bit more. You can give them bits, they can try it and taste it and say whether they want it or not, and then they can tell you when they're full. I think is the hardest thing for us. We don't know when he's full, but I'm going to try. So what I've started off with doing is I've started with this, which is just the Ella's Kitchen banana multigrain baby rice. It's organic, so it's got to be good. I was quite drawn to it because at the moment there's obviously a big thing for superfoods like quinoa, and it has got quinoa in there. I'm thinking this is going to be, it's full of quite a lot of good stuff, and I can try. My main thing for this is you use a tiny bit of his milk, which obviously I know he tolerates, and then you mix it with a dessert spoon of the rice, and when you mix it together it makes like the same milliliter amount as he's having of milk, but his milk for the same milliliters is about 100 calories, whereas this is 51, so I'm halving his calories already, but he's getting more stuff. Somebody's joined me. But he's getting more. So hopefully this will help him lose a bit of weight, and so far that seems to have gone down really well. Thinking bananas will also help with the other end. Yeah. So we've tried that. That's gone down well so far. We've only had 3 feeds, but so far so good. I'll let you know how that goes. I've also got some of these. I will make my own food, which I'll talk to you about in a minute, but just to start, I thought I'd see how these go. Prunes, because as I've mentioned, any help to help him go is needed. So I thought 100% prunes, I wouldn't be able to cook it and then get it as smooth as I imagine this formula is. It's for 4 months old, it's super smooth, so I feel like that's really going to help him. And then also I've got broccoli, pears and peas. To me, pears don't go with broccoli and peas, but you know, it's all good stuff, isn't it? When my husband looked at all kind of superfoods to be used for babies and to give them all the nutrients and things they need, and all 3 of those foods were on there, so just give them him at once. And a whole pack is far more mils than he's used to having in his stomach, and the whole pack is 62 calories, so that's a meal really, and that's going to make a massive difference. He needs to have 520 in the day, so that's how many calories we need to try and get in. And then a butternut squash, carrots, apples and prunes. So again, prunes are in there, and he looked at stuff to make you poo, and carrots and prunes were big on there. I didn't know carrots made you poo, but apparently they do. So yeah, and butternut squash is a superfood, so all good. I'm really excited to see how he reacts to these, but we're going to stick with just bananas at the moment, baby rice, and then we'll start introducing more. I think this will be the first one that I introduce next, prunes. But also I thought I'm going to try and cook some stuff myself. So I have bought these little pots. They've got like a silicone bottom. You can see, yeah, you can see the green there. Got a silicone bottom, which makes them really easy for popping out frozen food. So what I'm thinking of doing is I've bought a big bag of sweet potatoes, some pears and some bananas, and I'm just gonna like boil them up, or not the bananas, I'll probably just blitz them as they are, but I'm gonna cook them and then blitz them, pop them in these, so I've got a few, pop them in the freezer so that it's really easy for me to just pop them out, warm them up, and then try and probably have to put a bit more water in to loosen them up to get them down as gastrostomy. But just thought these would be amazing and be really useful. They've got little lids to keep them sterile, but it's one now, so it's not as important that it's sterile, but I just think these are going to be amazing. But that's where I'm up to. So if anybody's got any help and any advice, or any like meals that you think would really help for pooing, or that are full of superfoods but low on calories that will help him lose weight, I'd love to know. So if you could pop them, like, your ideas down in the comments, or contact me on my blog, because I've wrote a post on there about why I'm doing this. So yeah, just if you could get hold of me or contact me, that would be lovely. And also I'm thinking about trying, so if any of you have tried it, it'd be good to know what you think. There's a Tubie tipping machine it sounds a bit like a soup maker really. You just chuck in all the foods you want and then it steams them, which I know will mean that it'll keep the nutrients in. It'll be so much better for them being steamed. But then you steam them and then you press that super smooth. You can decide how you want it and it'll whiz it up for you, so it kind of makes the baby food, which will save a lot of bother and make it a lot easier. But I don't know if it's actually any good, so if any of you have tried that, I'd love for you to let me know about it. But yeah, so that's what we're up to. That's what I'm doing. Wish us luck. I hope it all works out. I hope he's a happier baby, and I hope he loses a few pounds because he needs to. But yeah, so that's what I'm doing this week. We are weaning in our own special way. But yeah, thank you for watching. Bye.